Perfect. Some irrational fears when it comes to the first BJJ class.
Right.
What are your thoughts on maybe possible irrational fears, or maybe overall in general when you're coming to your very first class? New year, new me.
So I would say it's all relative and it's all predicated on where you're going. To be honest, some gyms have that mellow vibe. Just everybody's super welcoming. Okay, that's probably where you'll have the least anxiety or the least amount of fears to try. But sometimes if you go like to an MMA style of gym that has jiu-jitsu, sometimes they're a little bit more hardened because they're trying to prepare for a fight. I mean, it's kind of understandable, whatever. But I don't think you should be afraid, because most people, most academies that are very welcoming, everybody has an understanding we all started from ground zero.
Yeah.
Like level -0 or -1 or whatever you want to call it. So we all started there. So if you have that right environment, that feel good when you walk in, then I wouldn't worry about anything. Just go with it.
Yeah.
But just don't have that mindset of being a jerk, like trying to prove yourself. Don't try to prove yourself. Just try to go in there and just have fun and learn.
Yeah.
You're a student.
After training all these years, Pal, what are some maybe irrational fears that you've experienced? Like people coming in, like, man, I'm afraid of this, or I'm afraid of that. That you've experienced.
I think a lot of it is fear of injury. I mean, those freak accidents are going to happen. I mean, it's not a combat sport, but it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rough sport, just like wrestling, just like judo.
It's grappling.
It's grappling. It's rough. It's a rough sport. And little nicks and dings are going to come. But like I said, if you have that welcoming gym that understands, like, hey, we're all starting from the floor up, you know, go to a fundamentals class, a gym that has one. Most of the time, it doesn't do very much sparring, if any.
Yeah.
You know. Other than that, man, I think it's good. You know.
What about the people who think that you're gonna throw them into the wolves day one to spar?
Well, yeah. Sometimes that does happen, but that, again, it's relative to the gym you go try.
Yeah.
You know, some guys are more than open to it. I mean, I know I did, like, because I started at a weird gym, so. But I didn't mind it, you know. But some people might. They want to. You know, and that'll help reduce injury too. It's like if you go in month 1 or day 1, you kind of want to just learn the technique. That's why here at our academy, we do a lot of specific training. Mm-hmm. We do a certain sequence, and then from there, we do specific sparring. Just so you start to understand how the moves work and how the resistance works. Mm-hmm. Then you have a better feel and understanding of what's going on.
As opposed to having to develop an entire game.
Yeah, and then everybody's just smashing you, smashing your face, knee on belly, all these things.
Yeah.
And everything just doesn't make sense. So, irrational fears, yeah. More than likely, if you go to the right gym, that welcoming gym that feels good to you, they're trying to teach you, they're not trying to smash you. You're going to learn, you don't have to worry about injuries. Mm-hmm. But down the line in your career, you're going to have some little nicks and dings. So I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I wouldn't be afraid of it. And you're not too old. A lot of people are, I'm too old for it, I'm going to get hurt. No, you're not. Again, it's relative to the gym you go to.
Yeah.
You know, so do your shopping, you know. Same thing here. People come in and come out. Like, hey, if it's not for you, it's okay. No worries. You know.
Do you have any like tips or advice for people like who are coming in? Maybe they got a weird irrational fear.
Later, Judo.
You know that maybe the coach hasn't seen before. Like, what would you recommend they do? Do they pull the coach aside and let them know, or do they email, or like what are your thoughts? Like, if someone came to you, how would you want them to present their irrational fear?
Just telling me. Like if someone tells me like, hey, I don't know if I feel comfortable with rolling. Okay, fine. Just keep drilling. Most of the time, I don't put them in the situation. I automatically, hey, when you feel like you're ready, you have an understanding, we'll put you in, you know, I'll let you roll with somebody who's more advanced than you, like a solid blue or a purple or brown if they're in the fundamentals. Just so they know what they're doing and don't mind letting you work. Because sometimes when it's white belt on white belt, you got that white on white crime. You know, they don't know how to control each other and they'll just beat each other up. to a pulp.
So what I hear you saying is that even though you might think going with a higher belt would be more dangerous, it's actually more safe.
It's actually safer. Yeah, for the most part. Again, if you go to the right gym, we're here to help each other.
Yeah.
Then yes, that applies. If not, then you might want to have those irrational fears. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
This is a funny question.